Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're having an amazing day. Let's talk about the knowledge bases for your Jira Service Management projects. I'm sure that many of you are already having the portals. If not, there's also going to be a video about setting up your portals. But for all of you who have the portals themselves, some of you actually might want to include some of the knowledge bases. For example, if you're having the IT support portals, you want to include some knowledge bases for your employees on how to reset their password, how to order new equipment, how to clear the cookies and cache and all of those IT related stuff. Or if you're actually within the HR, what is the onboarding process, what is the offboarding process, what kind of documentation you need to fill out when you're going on the business trip, and so on and so forth. So I'm actually having this human resources service space, and in order to actually set this up, you need to be at least the project admin for this. So how do you actually set this up? So first of all, you need to see your space settings. The rule of thumb is when you see the space settings, that means you are the project admin. Of course, when you see that, you're going to have some of the options in here. There's going to be a lot of them, so you can skip all of them so you don't waste time. You go to channels and self-service, and you also going to choose knowledge base. Now, when it comes to the knowledge base, what you can actually do in here, so you have a sense of control in here. How is that? Because what we are having in here is embedded knowledge base. So from here, we have which space this is, and when we are talking about the space, we're talking about the Confluence space in here. So service space, Confluence space, not the same things. Okay, we got that cleared out. Now, this option right here that says who can actually view this. So you have option for only Confluence users, and all of the options saying like all logged in users, and also anyone. By default, this has been set to only Confluence users, and I would recommend for you to do the same thing. Unless of course, you want to include the knowledge bases for your public portal that is really being used for filing a complaint, filing all of those things. But you gotta be careful about the data security aspects here. So my recommendation, stay with these options in here. What happens is when you actually select this, you have the option to unlink this, which is already something that has been selected. Now, there are some article suggestions in here. What actually this means? This means that when you're filling a request form, they're going to get some suggestions. Now, you might be asking, what is a request form in here? Each request type that you are creating, and when you're configuring it. So if I go here, and when I go to request types, when I go to service requests, this is what I have in here. And when I go to give kudos, for example, it's gonna open this page right here, and what we're having are attached form. So is attached form, my bad. And then what you can actually see here is in saying hidden section. Now, why is this? This is because it has some of the applied restrictions in here. So that means for each request types, you can apply some of the restrictions. That could be a whole different topic in here. But the important thing is you're having this kudos in here. And when you go to your portal right here, so when it opens a new portal, so it's giving you kudos and it's giving you all of those things and everything else. So this is how you're actually seeing it. All right, so now we're gonna cancel it because this is not really something that we need. Let's go back. Now let's go back to our knowledge base. Now, most important thing for you, add knowledge. I have two options. You can link spaces from this site to embed knowledge within your team's workflow, or you can link Confluence spaces on a different site to this service space, which is another interesting thing. Now, I can go with the embedded knowledge space in here. I already have the site in here. I cannot change it. From here, I can go ahead and create a whole new space in here, or I can choose a different one. Right, so we're having these spaces in here. Unfortunately, I don't have an HR related one, so for that, yeah, I'm gonna be using employee onboarding. And I'm going to click on link. Space has been successfully linked to this space. So, who can view this? Now that is going to be the question. And now the very first thing above here is read more different ways of adding the knowledge itself. Of course, when you click, it's gonna redirect you to this page right here. It's taking some time, of course, for it to load anytime now. All right. So you have embedded knowledge base, right? So they will be able to view, create, and manage knowledge articles from JSM. So you can set it up, a new one, or link the Confluence on the same site to set up embedded knowledge base for your project. That's good. So if you now go with Confluence, so it's saying this is available after you unlink spaces from the embedded knowledge base. Okay. So what we can do is I can unlink this. Unlink this. All right. So now what we're having is where to store your knowledge. Confluence. Now I can actually select the site. So it could be more of them, but I'm going to select this one. And I'm going to be selecting employee onboarding. All right. Now I'm going to get all of these things in here. Yeah. So can help all of my customers go with this. So when I get the change request, I also need to be getting the article suggestions. Let's now wait for it a bit to load. And this is the request form that we're having. And there we go. So from here, you can also attach a form if you want. So, of course, this is only optional. You can attach a form here, right? So you can go ahead and be like, select from the existing new hire checklist. Save changes. Sure. All right, nice. Now, so only the ones who can actually access your Confluence and who are your Confluence users are going to be seeing this requested knowledge articles. It's not seeing from my side because I'm also the agent, but that shouldn't worry you not a bit. The important thing is to understand how this works. Okay, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. See ya. Bye.